Bagnaia compares battle with Martin to Rossi versus Lorenzo. Tardozzi says finishing as runner-up with 8 wins is a tough blow. Stay tuned until the end for the full discussion. Pecco Bagnaia delivered a masterclass at the Japanese MotoGP, sealing an impressive weekend by winning both races and extending his lead in the championship to a slim 10 points, with only 4 races left in the season. Starting from 11th position in both races, the reigning MotoGP champion showcased his determination and resilience. Despite a season filled with mistakes and setbacks, both Bagnaia and his closest rival, Jorge Martin, remain the top contenders. Their intense rivalry is poised to go down to the wire. The competition between the Italian Bagnaia and Spanish rider Martin has been thrilling, with the lead in the championship constantly shifting as both riders navigate mistakes and pressure. But unless something drastically changes, it's looking like these two will continue to battle it out for the crown, with Bagnaia holding a slight edge as the season winds down. Other riders, such as Enea Bastianini and Marquez, have seen their championship hopes diminish significantly after a series of disappointing results. Bastianini is 3rd in the standings and Marquez is 4th, but both are now nearly out of contention following the Indonesian GP mishap. After the Japanese race, Marquez trails Martin by a daunting 79 points, while Bastianini is 81 points back, leaving them with very slim chances as only 148 points remain up for grabs this season. After clinching his 8th long-distance race victory of 2024 and marking the 900th victory for an Italian rider in MotoGP, Bagnaia reflected on the tense competition with Martin. In a post-race interview with Sky Sport MotoGP, the Ducati factory rider compared his current duel with Martin to the legendary battles between Valentino Rossi and Jorge Lorenzo during their time at Yamaha. Back then, they made fewer mistakes, so they were almost always finishing 1st and 2nd, Bagnaia explained. But it was always on a knife edge. A tiny mistake could mean gaining or losing a lot of points. A 10-point lead feels like nothing, it's close. But at the same time, it can be a lot. We've got to keep working like we did this weekend. Apart from some hiccups in qualifying, everything went perfectly for us. Bagnaia also highlighted the blistering pace he maintained in Sunday's race. We managed to cut 11 points off the gap this weekend, and I'm very satisfied. That's pretty much the maximum we could do. Jorge Martin was incredibly fast in the long race, so I had to carefully manage my lead. Consistency is key, and it's not easy to keep up that level of performance race after race. He added that the pressure to avoid mistakes is intense, especially when competing at such high levels. When you're fighting head-to-head, the pace naturally slows down a bit, which can give you more control. But it's still so tough to overtake, especially when the pace is as fast as it was today. Doing laps consistently in the 144s all race long was something special. Looking ahead, Bagnaia is hoping to see the same group of top riders, himself, Martin, Marquez and Bastianini, continue to dominate as the season nears its conclusion. Although a new face, Pedro Acosta, has recently emerged as a challenger, the group at the top remains fierce, with all eyes on Valencia as the season finale looms. The gap between the top 4 riders and the rest of the field is insane, Bagnaia noted. We're pushing each other to the limit, and I expect it to stay this way all the way to Valencia. Race after race, the pace is just brutal. If you look at the race pace today compared to 2 years ago, we're much faster. It's a whole different level now. Bagnaia's focus is clear. Keep his foot on the gas, avoid mistakes, and ride with the same grit and precision that have brought him this far. After Francesco Bagnaia's stunning victory at the Japanese MotoGP, Davide Tardozzi, Ducati's team manager, shared his insights on the ongoing battle between the reigning world champion Bagnaia and current championship leader Jorge Martin. He highlighted a fascinating paradox that has emerged in the standings. Despite Bagnaia winning more than twice as many races as his rival, he still trails Martin in the fight for the 2024 MotoGP World Championship. The possibility of a dramatic showdown between the two riders in the final race of the season in Valencia is becoming more and more likely. The weekend at Motegi was a turning point for Bagnaia, who put in an extraordinary performance. He secured an impressive 1-2 result, winning both the main race and finishing 2nd in the sprint, which allowed him to narrow the gap to Martin from 21 points down to just 10. Bagnaia benefited from Martin's double comeback effort, as Martin had to start from 11th on the grid in both the sprint and the main race. This season has been especially competitive, and Ducati has already locked in the fact that one of its riders will be the 2024 MotoGP champion. However, the internal battle between Bagnaia riding for the factory team and Martin racing for the satellite primer Pramac racing team remains intense. Davide Tardozzi explained the dynamics at play and praised both riders. This season, more than ever, whoever wins the championship will have fully earned it, and whoever finishes second won't really lose. Between Pecco and Martin, there is an incredible amount of respect. They both know the other's strengths and weaknesses. Bagnaia isn't afraid of going head-to-head with Martin at Valencia, even though it's Martin's home track, where he has always performed at a high level, Tardozzi remarked. With just 4 races remaining in the season and a total of 148 points still up for grabs, the 10-point gap between the two is extremely tight. This means the championship is far from decided and both riders have everything to fight for. The fight is wide open and it's going to be a real battle all the way to the finish line. Both Bagnaia and Martin are capable of winning, and whoever lifts the trophy at the end will undoubtedly deserve it. Likewise, whoever comes in second won't truly be a loser. They will have given it their all, Tardozzi added. However, despite Bagnaia's impressive season, Tardozzi also addressed a challenging reality for the reigning champion. There's a paradox that has frustrated many within the Ducati camp. Bagnaia has won 8 races this season, compared to just 3 wins by Martin. Yet despite having more than double the number of race victories, Bagnaia still finds himself behind in the standings. It's strange to think that Pecco has taken 8 wins this season, while Martin has only managed 3 victories, but Bagnaia is still 10 points down in the standings. It's tough to reconcile, and it feels like an open wound for our team. But I believe Pecco is well aware of this situation, and I'm confident that he'll rise to the occasion. Bagnaia understands the hard work and dedication of the team, and I know he'll fight to give us all the satisfaction that both he and the team deserve, Tardozzi concluded. As the season heads toward its thrilling conclusion, all eyes will be on the intense rivalry between Bagnaia and Martin. With every race carrying enormous significance, the battle for the championship is likely to be one of the closest and most unpredictable in recent MotoGP history. Whether it's Bagnaia defending his title or Martin claiming his first, the fight promises to go down to the wire, with the final race in Valencia shaping up to be a must-watch event for racing fans worldwide. The stakes are sky-high, and neither rider is backing down, making this one of the most exciting MotoGP seasons in recent memory. Hey MotoGP fans, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest action.